Hey folks, not really sure what I want to say, but I wanted to let everybody know that I'm back home again. I am screaming inside my house, my sofa, my TV. Oh my god, and fresh air. Holy shit. Um, it was a week ago today that I was walking Harry up at the lake and realized I felt like I wanted to just lay down on the grass and take a long nap. That's not how I usually feel when I'm walking Harry. So I called Bob and he came and got me. And there unfolded a terrible, no good, horrible series of events that within about 24 hours landed me in ER finally because I was pretty defiant about not going. This was wave 7, I think. I've lost track of the COVID symptoms since April. The short version is got sick Monday night, fever spiked up to about 100.6. Spent the day in bed Tuesday during Kamala Biden's Kamala announcement. So I had to lay there listening to it. Got too sick to watch the news. Anyhow, got up that night, feeling pretty nauseous, tried to make a run for the bathroom, and I went down. I fainted. I don't faint. I fainted once before in my life. I don't faint. And my son Aaron found me, most of whom you know. And that was kind of scary. So that shook me up. We went to ER the next day. I figured they'd run some tests, do another COVID test. I had tested negative in June, positive in July. Who knew what this one would be? Probably figured it would be negative, but I was running a solid fever for me. So long story short, get into ER. They had scheduled some cardio tests, and they did the swab test, and they found some fluid near my heart, and then some fluid turned into a lot of fluid, and then all of a sudden they were admitting me, talking about something I'd never really heard of called pericardial effusion. Google it. Again, the short version is there was a lot of fluid in the sac that surrounds my heart, and it had to get drained, which they proceeded to do the next day. And then they left the drain in and yada yada yada, and my heart is swimming mostly free. There's a stubborn tide pull on the backside that just won't give it up. But after much draining and pushing and prodding and whatevers, they sent me home today. I could not be happier. I get to watch the convention on my TV from my sofa. Happy, 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 happy. So there will be some follow-up echocardiograms. They got to figure out if this little tide pull is going to rejoin La Mer and get reabsorbed. And so I left out much, but basically those are the salient details. Last night I didn't know if I was getting out, if or when. And the doctor today just decided he'd had enough with the draining and the plumbing and the whole thing, and he just yanked it. So the good news is I'm back home. Bad news is we still got to follow up. And all I can say is I'll give a shout out to Terry's mom, Anita. This is real. I called your daughter last night because I didn't know if I was going to get out of the hospital. I've watched a lot of news, and I know when people go into ER and then they get checked into the hospital, and then it's their heart, and then, it doesn't matter how old they are or how healthy they've been living. And I'm glad that, your cousin's doing better. Hallelujah. but Terry loves you, Anita, and this is not it's not a joke. And I'm a Pollyanna denier of bad things and couldn't happen to me, and so I just am so grateful to be home. And I'm so grateful to my friends, my Gigi's, and Anna and Joanne, and I just, Lois, and there's so many people who have been holding me up during these last few months. People from New Mexico, people from Washington State and California, my mom and dad, Stu and